Neil Haley, and I'm with the CEO, Randy Pallad. Randy, thanks for stopping by. I know you have an exciting guest for us today.
Yes, thank you for having us. Beverly is our outpatient director for Care Direct, and she's going to share some insightful information about the program.
Hi, Beverly. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's nice to meet you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm learning a lot of things from Randy and Care Connects so far doing the podcast in so many ways. And this is probably something else I did not know about. So, can you tell me the difference between home health and outpatient in home?
Yeah, outpatient is a service that we provide patients and gives patients the opportunity to receive therapeutic care at home. Think of us as more of a concierge service versus your home health setting.
Okay.
Home health is there's a little bit more involved with home health, a lot more parties involved with home health. So outpatient kind of gives everybody the opportunity to kind of have more control over their plan of care.
Okay.
So a little bit more on that. So that was great. So outpatient is instead of going to the clinic, the patient may get discharged from the home health agency, or they get referred directly from a doctor or a facility, or they reach out to our team and they'd like to receive um, PT, OT, or speech in the home instead of going to the clinic. But we're treating the home as the clinic. So the therapist will bring whatever material they have with them and do the assessment in the home. Now, for outpatient, we're billing for and on behalf of the clinician, Medicare Part B and supplementals. It could be private insurance, whatever the case may be, but it's all outpatient. It's all Medicare or supplementals or private insurance, but it's Part B. So in home health, the referral is coming from the home health agency. They are the ones that are billing. They're more medically involved, or it could be that the patients are more acute, if you will, rather than chronic, and therefore a shorter duration of time. But home health is on Medicare Part A, and the home health agencies are responsible for billing. They're referring the patient, um, and and the clinicians can choose to pick up that case or not. In the outpatient, the patient belongs to the clinician, and where the administrative support in assisting with that process.
So let's go and dive deeper, Beverly, to your role in outpatient. How does that work? If a patient wants to be able to have this service.
So I'm the director. I kind of do everything from start to finish. If a patient is interested, I do all of the administrative process, the collecting of insurance information, the consent forms, checking eligibility. I will do that for both the patient and your clinician. And then find the proper clinician for that patient. And based on what their needs are, then we come up with a plan of care. We do all the administrative work, sending the orders to the insurances or to the doctor's offices for authorization. We submit the claims, then everybody gets paid, and we do that on repeat.
So, and additionally, I'm just going to add,
Yeah.
Beverly also credentials the clinicians with the different insurances. So again, we're billing on behalf of the clinician. These patients do not belong to Care. They belong to the clinician. So they have to be credentialed with the appropriate insurances that we are bringing in. So Bev does a lot of that credentialing directly for the therapist. So the beauty of it, the therapists don't have to worry about it. We do the administrative um, documentation. We fill out the documentation on the Medicare website for the different insurances, and then the therapist just signs it.
Beverly, what it sounds like, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's okay. We do basically all the legwork for the clinician, so the clinician can just focus on what they need to. So we do all the tedious stuff that they might not want to do.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And then
Yeah.
that's the importance of partnering with Feldcare is having this opportunity to go through that difficult challenges of what you have to do on a regular basis
Mhm.
of taking that information, verifying insurance, doing all these things. Clinicians got to be out seeing patients, not doing something like that, right?
It takes a lot of time, and so we try to take that away from them and be their administrative support, basically.
And Randy, do you provide clinicians who partner with you opportunities in this phase two when people reach out to you at Feldcare, especially with Beverly?
Oh, absolutely. We are a Medicare billing provider in California and in Florida for Medicare, and then we have various insurances in California and Florida, and of course, patients could choose to go out of network or pay privately, depending on their situation, and it's just a matter of reaching out to us and calling and asking if we could assist. But not only that, like if a therapist doesn't have experience on the outpatient um, EMR systems, the electronic medical record system, we provide that support in terms of how do they document or what CPT codes to use. So we provide the um, they're not YouTube videos, but we provide the training so they can come in without really knowing what to do and take it from there.
That's very nice. And Beverly, so you're kind of explaining your job more in full. Kind of tell me what a regular day is like for you, Beverly.
Oh, um, something new every day for sure. I I guess the beauty of my job is that I get that one-on-one interaction with both the clinician and the patient. So I can firsthand come up with, see what they need and see who best fits them, and really start with them from beginning to end. And I love being able to have that. I don't have that one-on-one interaction, but I do on the phone or for texting. And I love hearing about, that they're thankful for this, that they have our clinicians to help them. And it's fun to be able to have that opportunity.
That it definitely is because you're having that one-on-one interaction both to make sure it's seamless.
Absolutely.
And that's where Clinique Connects comes into the play as well, right?
Hmm. Yes,
Absolutely.
it is our hub.
And explain how that makes your life easier.
It just keeps everything organized. I mean, I put the patient's information in there, kind of gives everybody if Randy wanted to go in there and see where a specific referral or intake is in the process of, she can go in, see all the notes. It just keeps everything organized and seamless.
Mhm.
And of course, the therapists have the ability to accept or reject directly on the CliniConnects app. Again, it's like Uber for the outpatient in home or home health, and it's very easily accessible.
And Randy, a lot of people don't know about this other option of outpatient, do they?
They do not. It's, so many things happened when Medicare changed their billing process in 2020, and they went to a patient-driven grouping model and a value-based model. And home health is very much needed for those patients, but the patients after home health needed additional therapy services. And there was no one at the home to take them to the clinic, or they didn't want to go to the clinic. It was also during COVID. Um, a lot of fear associated with going to the clinic during that time, and it's carried over. Like Bev said, it's a concierge service, and the patients love to be able to have the therapist come to their home and treat them in a natural environment, in the home environment, and they don't have to get into a car. They don't have to rely on asking a family member to take them to the clinic, and they get the service that they need. There are many different therapists with specialties, and a patient may need something specific. So we could also narrow down if a patient is cardiac or lymphedema or several different diagnoses, but we can narrow that down. And again, the therapist can choose to take the patient or not.
All
I
right.
guess to add to that also, a lot of outpatient clinics, and I've personally done some research myself, there are a lot of wait times for a lot of outpatient clinics. I called a couple months ago and they were at 3 weeks. They can't see you for 6 weeks. I called one in the heart of Los Angeles and they were at a 160-day wait. So we kind of were able to kind of get in there sooner and kind of meet their needs. That way there's not a lot of gap between their hospitalization or, or their home health care.
And you, two areas, two states, Florida and California, you're doing that right now for that service, right?
We are a Medicare Part B biller for California and Florida. We are submitting the application for Texas and some other states, but we could, again, there are certain states all over. Actually, for workman's comp, we could assist with that insurance as well. So it just really depends what type of insurance the patient has, what's being presented, and then we can go from there. But the largest is California and Florida.
Okay. Best place to go is feldcareconnects.com. Appreciate it, Beverly. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
So
All right. That was a special.